Hi everyone, welcome to our kitchen, and today I'm going to make pad see ew, one of our most popular recipes on the blog. First thing you need is make sure that you need this, try as best as you can to get Thai soy sauces. A regular Thai soy sauce, and then there's a Thai dark soy sauce or black soy sauce, which gives that pad see ew a nice rich color. Today we're going to use fresh wide rice noodles because we're lucky enough to have a Chinese grocery store nearby, and that's the most authentic.
It's early on a Sunday and we're at our local Chinese grocery store and they get this delivery of fresh rice noodles, so I'm gonna grab one for pad see ew. Still warm.
If you don't have that, I would recommend you go with one of these wide rice noodles. And I was a little bit of a noodle snob before and said, hey, these noodles, never as good as these fresh noodles. These wide, dried noodles are actually pretty good.
For this recipe, you can use either dried rice noodles or fresh rice noodles. If you want to use dried rice noodles, measure out half the weight as what you want to end up with. So for this recipe, we need 16 ounces of fresh noodles. That means we'll start with 8 ounces of dried noodles. From there, soak the noodles in a stainless steel bowl in hot water for 2 hours, changing out the water once if desired to speed things up. Or if you're even shorter on time, pour boiling water from the kettle over the noodles and soak them for about 20 minutes. The key to knowing they're ready is they should be softened and droopy. Also, take a small bite. If the noodle still has a dry, hard core, they need more time to soak. The noodles will finish cooking in the hot pan. By not boiling them, you get a more even cook and that pleasant, chewy texture. But take it from Bill firsthand.
It shouldn't have a dry core. When I eat it, it's not really a dry core, but it's still a little hard. Especially these wide noodles. These wide noodles take quite a bit of time to hydrate. With this refresher of hot water, we're going to leave this soak for another hour. And then the heat of the wok should do the rest of the job. Even though these noodles are hydrated, it doesn't mean they're going to be soft. You need the heat to soften the noodles. So here you go. So what I've got prepared here is I've got our sauce pre-mixed, I've got our chopped garlic, I've got our eggs, and I've got our Chinese broccoli, and I have our beef. So what we have in the sauce here is we have Thai soy sauce, Thai black soy sauce, we have oyster sauce, and we have a little bit of fish sauce and white pepper. Really nice combination. We also have sugar, by the way. So cutting the beef, this is a nice piece of flank steak, which is always our preferred beef. It has great beef flavor. We're gonna cut this. You notice that the grains go this way. So I'm gonna cut a piece about 2 to 3 inches wide. And then I'm going to cut against the grain, about 1/4 inch thick, and I'm gonna measure out 8 ounces. Now a trick to cutting this beef, I've had this out for a little bit, so it's thawed already. But if you cut your beef when it's just thawed and it's slightly frosty, it's a lot easier to handle. All right, we're just gonna velvet our beef. Teaspoon of cornstarch. Oyster sauce we're gonna use. And it's about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons or so of oyster sauce. A little bit of water, but not too much. So I'm gonna add about a teaspoon. It moistens the beef, and the beef just absorbs it, and it gets a little bit more tender, okay? And I almost forgot, we need to add a little bit of baking soda. We're using the shortcut method to tenderize this beef. 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon. I think 1/8 is good enough. So we're gonna let that set for about 20 minutes, and it's gonna be nice and velveted. We're gonna cut our broccoli. This is pretty tender, but either way, you wanna cut it a little bit at a bias. And this is really tender broccoli here, almost baby broccoli. We really don't have to peel the ends and the tips or anything. But either way you do it, you do want to cut this at a little bit of a bias. And it's even more important that you cut it at a bias when you have big pieces, big stalks of broccoli, if you will. So that's about that, and that is pretty good. All right, we're gonna beat our eggs. Beat these eggs. I love our organic chicken eggs. They're beautiful. So that's ready. Set that aside. So we've got rice noodles. Now, these rice noodles, they come in sheets. So you notice they're kind of stiff because they're about a day old. So what I like to do is cut these in a wide piece like that. So this is about the right width here, and you get this nice noodle that basically when it cooks and heats up, it unfolds. You see this? It unfolds into this, and it unfolds over here, just like this. Oh, see that? Oh, now it's starting to break up, so you gotta be careful. Now keep in mind, these are fresh noodles, so you do have to be gentle with them. So those are the rice noodles, and we're ready to go to the wok. All right, pad see ew, we've got everything all set next to the wok. We're gonna start cooking. You need high heat for the beef. Smoke and wok. Up it comes. Look at that beef. Beautiful. Medium heat. No need to wash the wok. Put the garlic in. Put your Kaitlin in. Get your noodles in. If you got the moisture of the Kaitlin, that's going to help it cook, help it get warm. You see some of these noodles sticking? Key is you've got to go all the way down with your spatula and scrape. Scrape. If you got high heat like me and you feel like it's a little dry, splash a little water along the edge of the wok. It'll help cook the noodle. So now I'm going to pour in the sauce. Cooking the noodles a little nicely. So you see I add a little bit more water here. There's more liquid. That's okay, it's going to cook off. Look at that. The noodles are absorbing it already. So now, put a good amount of oil and add the egg.
Just let it set for a second.
Yep, you'll let it set. Make sure that egg cooks nicely, and these noodles are just getting nice and seared on the side. Yeah. You see these eggs starting to stick? Scrape down to the bottom. My father used to always teach me that. Scrape down to the bottom. Let's add the beef in. Actually, I should have added it earlier, but it's okay. This is where you want to be a little careful. If you rough up the noodles too much, they're going to break up into small pieces. It's okay to let this high heat sear your noodles, because you might think that it's going to stick or burn or what have you, but at home, you want a nice sear. I'm going to just turn this off now, and I'm going to plate it. And when you plate it, scoop from the bottom. Nice chunks of eggs. Oh yeah, I see that sear. Seared noodles. Very nice. That's the dish. Pad see ew. You see those little crunchies? Pure flavor. Really nice. If you don't have a wok for pad see ew, we're going to do it in a pan. It can be done. Really the same process as the wok. It's a little bit slower. So this is for all you people who say, hey, do I need a wok to cook this? Not really. You can do it without a wok. Oh, you see that? Look at that. There's no wok, but you got a nice sear, don't you? Just make sure you move it around, because you are getting that soy sauce and caramelizing on your pan, and you want to spread that goodness to the rest of the dish. This is really nice. You can do it, folks. Soft and chewy. It's even arguable that the dry noodles cook up chewier and has a nicer texture. So you be the judge. Try the rice noodles, let us know which one's better. And oh, by the way, do I need a wok? Nope. That's our pad see ew. You gotta make it. Get a little bit of egg. Look at that. Oh, that's the perfect bite. I'm missing the broccoli, but I don't care. I'll add it later. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. delicious. Give it a go. It's worth it. Patsy you. Patsy you. Patsy you.
Talk to her face.
Patsy you.
Wait until I say action.
Patsy you. Patsy you.
Say it.